Hi, in this session we will see how the function oriented programming, or we can say procedure oriented programming, can be compared with object oriented programming. To start with, first of all we need to understand what is the need of object oriented programming. See, the earlier languages had some limitations, right? And one of the reason why the object oriented programming approach was required to overcome the limitations of the earlier programming approaches, and this leads to development of new tools and techniques in very quick time, can say. Now, when we say software development, it's a huge task which is to be done by the team members, right? So the software industry and software engineers, they realize a need of new approach for developing software, so that the software can be developed easily, right? So these are the reasons why there is a need of a new approach called as object oriented programming. See, the software applications are nothing but the business applications which requires a very advanced, you can say, approach. So these are the reasons why we need to have a object oriented approach. Now if you look at the way the structure, or we can say the way procedure oriented programs are structured, right? See, in a language like C programming, what we do, we write a main function, and from main function we have multiple functions we are calling. If you look at this diagram, so we have a main program, and from that program we have different functions, function 1, function 2, function 3, and so on. In turn, these functions are also calling some other function. So we can say any function can call any other function. So these functions are interrelated. So thing is, here we are not talking of something called as data. So this is a function oriented approach, right? So wherein multiple functions are calling each other, and the functions are returning values to the calling function, right? So here the focus is on the functions, not on the data, right? So this is the approach in case of the procedure oriented programs. Whereas some other points are, so as I said, the emphasis is on doing things or algorithms. So large programs are divided into smaller programs known as the functions. So functions are the building blocks here, right? But what is the problem with that? Most of the functions share a global data. If you look at this diagram, now here we have something called as local data and global data. So local data is nothing but the variable that we have declared inside a function. They are referred to the local variables or local data, whereas the global data is something that is common to all functions. Now as the global data is accessed by all functions, so that data can be modified, right? It may happen that, let's say, there is one function, let's say function 4, which has nothing to do that with global data. That function can also access global data, and which will result into modification of data. So data is kept open, it is accessible to everyone. That is the problem with the procedure oriented programming. So data move openly around the system from function to function. So function transforms data from one form to another form, and this approach, that is procedure oriented approach, uses top down approach in program design. Okay, so these are the a few things which are happening in case of the procedure oriented approach. Whereas in case of object oriented approach, what you find, there are multiple objects which are communicating each other. So here if you look at this diagram, we have three objects: object A, object B, and object C. Now in case of procedure oriented approach, the focus is always on the functions, or we can say algorithm. But here, along with functions, data is also considered. So what we can say, data as well as functions, they are encapsulated, or they are embedded inside object. If you look at this system, there are three objects which are interacting each other, right? Now to this system, if we add one more object, right, still the system is intact. There is no problem with that. Or if I remove one object, let's say if I remove object C, still this system will work, because object A and object B, they know how to interact with each other. That is the advantage of having object oriented system, right? So here the focus is more on data rather than the procedure or functions, right? So the entire program is divided into something called objects, and for that there are some data structures are designed. Now functions that operate on the data of an object are tied together in the data structures. So there are certain data structures which are implemented to hold these objects. Along with that, these objects are communicating with each other through functions. If you look at this diagram, these objects are interacting with each other through the functions. So let's say function 1 and function 2. Now we can add new data and functions whenever required, and this design uses something called as bottom-up approach. Okay, so these are the some, you can say, comparison of procedure-oriented and object-oriented programming languages. The classic example of procedure-oriented language is a language like C programming, whereas the classic example of object-oriented language is language like C++. Okay, so we'll discuss some details about this in next session. Thank you.